Hi everyone! While I was shopping, I noticed a silent auction being run by a local church thrift store. I saw some really interesting items, but I had no clue what they were worth. Let's do a price check together. Alright, so I paused so I could take a better look. This is a ceramic light-up Christmas tree. Looks vintage, it has the purple star, and the best I could find was this listing. For the smaller trees, you can see the base is kind of raised and it has little markings on it. And I found a couple of listings that look similar. I would say my highest bid for this lot would be about 40 bucks.
I got all that, but I didn't get it. I got yours.
Wow. So I looked up the Cabbage Patch suitcase first. There were a couple of listings of this exact case for about 25 bucks. And the only thing is I couldn't find any solds for it. There were similar suitcases that went for around the same price or a little bit less. So here's some listings that I found. One sold for 10, the other one we don't know, it was a low offer. So I would say this suitcase is around $20 at most for sales. The tricycle looked really cool, so that was the big wheel. And I thought that would go for way more. It actually just went for like around 25 bucks. Here's another listing for it. And then the doll itself, I looked at the hairstyle and I tried my best to find a matching one and only found one, again, around the $20 to $25 range. There were others that looked a little different around that same price range. So this whole lot, I would guess, would go for about $60 in sales. So if I was going to make a bid, maybe I would do about $10 max. I would play it safe. If you'd like to see more reseller content like this, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know if there are any items in this auction that you found interesting. Okay, so I thought these phones were so cool looking. I love Disney stuff, so I thought this was a really great find. So these two phones were sold as one lot for the auction, and I looked up the rotary phone Mickey by himself first, and the listings were a big range. They swung from like $40 to $100, and so it was kind of surprising to only find one sold. Here it is, and it was just a black and white version of the same phone. So I'm not sure if this would actually sell at the same price. Then I looked up the other phone, which has Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in a Dixieland band. So the listings look like they were ranging between $50 and $100, but I saw that a bunch of them sold around $75, maybe a little bit higher. Since the price range was so spread out, I think I would have bid about $20, maybe $25, if I was more confident on the big Mickey by himself. There's a nice set of willow tree figurines at the top. The mother with the two children was worth the most, and the others were selling for a little less. So here are examples of all the listings. And you can see that the girl reading the book was the lowest price. The girl with the lantern and the girl with the wreath were a little bit more. So I would estimate the value of this set to be about $60 or less. If I was going to bid on this, I would say $15. These toy trucks were kind of interesting. They're all vintage, but some of them don't seem to be worth much. So let's start with the Acme truck. That's the big tractor trailer in the middle. That one had a sold over $70, but then I found others where they were similar that were a lot cheaper. So here's a sold for something that's in a box. So this one's kind of a mystery. Now the dune buggy on the left, the Jeep truck, is actually missing the cover. So here's the listing for it. It actually sold for around $40. So between those two, there's a little money possibly to resell. The other two, the two smaller ones, the little Tonka and the other little pickup truck, those two weren't really worth much. The Tonka sold for a couple of bucks, and the other pickup truck actually didn't even have a sold. There were a couple of listings for it, I guess late 70s, early 80s model of a toy truck. So overall, I would estimate the value of this lot to be around $75, and if I was going to bid and play it safe, I would say $10, no more than that. Now we have Super Mario's Bowser's Castle Boss Battle Lego set. If it has all the pieces, the comps look great on eBay. The lowest was around $60 for pre-owned and up to $100. If I was going to bid on this, I would say about $15. Anything higher than that is kind of a risk because we don't know if all the pieces are there. So here we have a set of Pyrex. There are 4 containers here, 4 bowls. I priced them out each individually. We'll start with the blue casserole dish on the right. That one went for around $35, and there were several of them on eBay that sold. And the small butter dish in the middle that has a little rooster on it, that one went for a little bit less, around $15 to $20, but there were several of those sold with the lid. And the green flower bowl, that one went for about $20 or less, depending on which listing you looked at. There were multiples, but it did sell around $20. And then the bowl that's flipped over, that's underneath the other one, that I think is this listing, but I'm not positive. It looks pretty close to it, so that's what I guessed. And that one also went for right around $20 or less. So to give an estimate for this set of Pyrex, I would say on the high end $90. And if I was going to bid to resell this one, I would say probably around $15, maybe $20 for this lot.